Now, come on. We know throughout the course of anime and manga, there has been attacks, and there has been the attack that has been the most iconic throughout the entire world. And today, we're gonna look at a little debate across 4 different characters, 4 different attacks. And today, we are going to determine which one of these is the most iconic and why. So if you're looking forward to hashing out with me, go ahead and step into Jay's world and let's get it done. What's up, y'all? Welcome back into Jay's world. Well, I hope you are having a good, solid day. And if not, hopefully this video is the one to help you get into that good vibe frame of mind. So before we get started, let's go ahead and do all the YouTube stuff. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Help me share my joy and your joy with the rest of the world, and I greatly appreciate that. So as you heard in the introduction, today we are looking at 4 attacks, and we're going to determine which is the most iconic attack and why. So we have Goku's Kamehameha Wave, of course. We have Yusuke's Spirit Gun, and we have Gon's Jajaken or Jaken Fist, whichever one you want to call it. And we have the Rasengan from Naruto. So pretty good attacks, all pretty legendary in their own right. We're gonna look at what is the most iconic, and I'm gonna go into my reasons as to what I think the attack is. So let's start with number 1, the Rasengan. So any Naruto fan knows that once Naruto mastered the Rasengan, that was pretty much all we saw. And different variations, whether it's large Rasengan, Rasengan Mirage, mixing the Rasengan with Kurama. So all we saw was the Rasengan. So even though it is a pretty dope attack for the most part, it looked cool when Minato did it. That's just my opinion. But even though it's a pretty cool attack, dope attack, is it the most iconic out of the 4? I can't say. And I only say that because, like, when Naruto was popular, I know, at least for myself, the original Naruto, before we get to Shippuden, most of the fans that I know, you saw them, hitting the Shadow Clone Jutsu, the Naruto run. If I had to pick something from Narutoverse, that would be the most iconic. And I'm a teacher, even though Naruto's a little older by the time I started teaching. Like, even now, I don't really see too many kids doing the Rasengan. They talk about it, don't get me wrong, we talk about it, but as far as like seeing kids just running down the hall doing Rasengan, I can't say that. Just like, if given a choice, like, there are other attacks in the Naruto verse that were cooler. There were more attacks that were more iconic, like the first Hokage's wood style jutsu. That's more iconic to most people, at least for myself, than Naruto's Rasengan. So even though it's a pretty cool attack, let's move on to the second one, and that will be Gon's Jaken, or Jajaken, as my man noted in hunterxhunter. All right, so me personally, man, like, I enjoy hunterxhunter, on the first time that I watched it. Finished it recently, and you can tell as I got my poster here in the back. But at least for myself, like, there are more influential attacks or more iconic attacks than Gon. Not to say Gon is not a potential legendary character, but it just didn't, like, that attack, it didn't do it for me. I like Hisoka's bungee gun more than I like Gon's Jaken Fist. I would actually say the Killua and his Godspeed, that would be a better comparison, the more iconic attack area, only because like that's what people were using on Jump Force. They were using that. I did not pick Gon more than I would pick Killua in Hunter x Hunter, or even in Jump Force. I'd rather pick Killua than I would Gon. And don't get me wrong, the attack had a major moment. He murked Pito with that, but even outside of that, it's just not what I would call iconic. Now, I haven't been all over the world, so my sample size is small. Again, we're just kind of seeing that when you are, like, again, when I'm at recess or like seeing my kids discuss anime or kind of see like what they're doing in the halls, I've never, at least in my time, I've never seen someone say, "Show me rock." Like, I might say that because I'm aware of it, but I've never seen someone say, "Show me rock." Again, we're talking about iconic. Iconic in my eyes means it's like you just see the stance and you know what it means. You hear the sound, you know where it's from, and it's something that is again, when you talk about being iconic, it's an attack that impacts the entire world, or at least the anime community, so much so that you have wanted to do it in your lifetime. And Gon's attack doesn't necessarily do that for me. I don't have to do that or get into the stance to do that. So I can't put Gon and the Jajaken fist in the legendary iconic attack of all time. Like I said, Killua has more attacks. Hisoka has more attacks that I would deem legendary, or at least more iconic. Like, Bungee Gum is iconic. Go in any comment section of a fight about with Hisoka, and you're gonna see the comment talking about it's Bungee Gum talking about it's made of both rubber and gum. So that's on almost every comment. So nope, can't put Gon in the most iconic. Now let's go on to the spirit gun. So the spirit gun, now we're approaching iconic, because Yusuke is a very iconic character across the anime universe. So Yusuke is in everyone's at least top 5, top 10. At least he's in my top 5, top 10. And the spirit gun is definitely one of the more iconic attacks. I would say it could be the most iconic if it wasn't for the Kamehameha Wave. And we'll get into that in just a second. But when you look at the spirit gun, I always want to shoot off the spirit gun. And I'm pretty sure everyone who's a fan has seen Yuyuhakusho has wanted to shoot off the spirit gun. Again, so when you talking about legendary, it spans across time. There are kids who born in like the early 2000s, they know about Yusuke and the spirit gun. Of course, there's kids who's born in the late 80s like myself, and we definitely know about the spirit gun and what Yusuke can do. And it's one of my favorite attacks on Jump Force, a combo. You hit him with the rush combo, send the opponent flying, you fire the spirit gun behind that, like he did in the tournament against Tagoro. So the spirit gun is definitely one of the most iconic attacks of all time. You just gotta caught somebody with the spirit gun, and I would dare say it could even be the most legendary if it wasn't for the Kamehameha Wave. So let's talk about the Kamehameha Wave. Man, so we all know what the Kamehameha Wave means to the animeverse. And not just for Dragon Ball Z fans, but for fans of the genre in general. Every child who has watched Dragon Ball Z or has gotten a hold of some form of the show, at some point in time, you wanted to do the Kamehameha Wave. We all know the stance, we all know the cadence, we all just know how Goku does it or Gohan does it. And I remember being a kid, like with the original Dragon Ball Z, you going to school and you and your friends, you're outside playing at recess and whatever, and y'all having your little anime bouts, and someone drops the stance, legs, solid base. You put them hands right here, and Kame. So that is, I mean, so we talking about iconic. The Kamehameha Wave is the most iconic attack of all time. If it wasn't an option on this list, it would be the spirit gun. But again, just look at the impact that the Kamehameha Wave has had. Kids even today, of course, I'm sure with Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Super, which I have to finish. Crazy, right? I have to finish. But when you look at what the Kamehameha Wave is, like, it's going like 30 years strong. Like, most kids think this is something new. Like, nah, this ain't new. This is old. It's been around. So for it to impact several generations like it has, as far as iconic attack, that's what makes it legendary for myself. Even like not even seeing the attack, that sound of when Goku or Gohan, whoever's gonna fire it off, and you hear the beam or that sound of the beam before he actually fires it off, that's the attack. And then it's the different variations of it. Like whether he's shooting it off in Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan Blue, Big Bang Kamehameha that he did with Gogeta in Super Saiyan 4 form. Like it just transcends everything. So when you look at the 4 attacks that are on the screen that we discussed today, as cool as some of those attacks are, they're not iconic like the Kamehameha Wave. So the Kamehameha Wave reigns supreme overall. But that's just my take on it. Go in the comment section and let me know, what is the most iconic attack out of these 4? What's your take on it, and tell me why. I like to know your reasoning behind it. If you don't like any 4 of these attacks, let me know. Give me like a list of like 5 to 6 attacks that you would like to see gone against each other and battle a little more. But I'm going with the Kamehameha Wave, the Spirit Gun, a very, 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 very close second. And the other 2, however you want to rank them, doesn't really matter to me. So again, I thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to the Jays World. And until next time, peace.